Hello there folks, today I have a replay for you. This is in the mint Matilda here. Get it? Mint, because it's mint condition. I've never driven it before, and because it's green like mint. Oh, so clever. Yeah, it's moving swiftly on. I have mentioned before I don't really like using replays, but I was streaming at the time I played this game, and unfortunately my PC does not handle streaming and recording at the same time. It's a bit too old for that. I also had my music still running, coincidentally listening to Queen, and you know, Matilda being known as Queen of the Desert, but never mind. I will post a link to that particular game of the stream in the description if anyone would rather watch the live gameplay footage. I'm quite pleased with this game in the end. This pause is 30. I didn't notice this while I was actually playing the game. I thought he just somehow turned himself over. It seems instead he left his tow hook on rather foolishly, and that T50 was a bit of an ass and pulled him over. I did try to help him, but I'm in a slow tank. There's only so long I can afford to be hanging around, so just gave it the one attempt and then really abandoned it. But while I'm doing this, say a little bit about the tank. It is one step BR higher than the one in the British tree. It's 3.3 instead of 3.0. Means it will suffer a little more even when top tier, because the Panzer IV F2 will be one of its main opponents, is at the same BR, and that will just cut straight through the armour if it gets a shot off. On the other hand, it does have the better 76mm from the Russian tanks. It's I believe about 98mm pen. I'll have to double check, I'm not quite sure. But it is far more penetration, and it's got a good amount of explosive filler on there, so it's a far better gun than the regular Matilda. It does come at a cost of gun depression. You go from -20 down to -2. Now that's, even on a city map like this, there are several instances where I hit a small bump and I can't hit my target anymore. So it's not all great. But yeah, so this is it's a fully premium. If you manage to get 6 of the awards for the WW2 Chronicles at the moment, this will be what you are given. It was handed out today. So I'm advancing forwards. I've just seen the M8 Scott there. I thought it was a Stuart, but it's similar enough. Just clipped the bottom of his hull. APHE blows out his whole crew. No problem, he's dead. I'm going to press forwards. I'm not really quick enough to be pushing towards the cap, so I'm choosing to try and take a more route through the centre of the map where I'm more likely to find opponents. Now, spot this LVT here with binoculars. Just take one shot, and his turret crew's already out, so the shot did nothing to him essentially. But he's not going anywhere, so there. Not enough gun depression with it, because I was on this tiny little blast crate in front of me. I had to back up. Panzer III is coming, and again I need to back up. But get the shot off quickly, and he's dead. So Panzer IV F2 in the road there. Again, one shot. It's a fantastic gun if you haven't played with T-34s. And so it's a massive improvement over the firepower of the regular Matilda. Knock out all the crucial crew on the LVT there with a central hit. He's not going anywhere, he's not firing back, so take him out. Now I just spot this Panzer IV moving there between the wall. When I look, all I can see is the M3, so kill the M3 and go back to what there we go, Panzer IV, and again I'm on this crater, so I still can't get the gun depression. I've got to back up. Can't see him through the small fence post. Now while I'm engaging him, on the minimap there is an enemy fighting one of our anti-aircraft guns, or was fighting one of our anti-aircraft guns. I noticed that because I could hear the firing going on a bit. So here, while I'm tracked, I've noticed that everything I had north of me on the map is dead. Here comes the enemy that killed them. Turn around. He's obviously trying to work out where to shoot me. knock out his driver and his gunner with the first shot. He's not a threat for now, and finish him off. Tank still suffers from the same mobility issues that regular Matilda does, but the armour is good, and it's got this new rounded mantlet that comes with the with this gun, which makes it a bit more trolley to try and shoot in the turret. It's still the same thickness as the old Matilda's turret, but it's a bit, you know, with those odd angles, it's a bit tougher to get a reliable shot. Still, chase down this Marder 3. I've taken out his breach, I've taken out his gunner. One more crew will kill him. He can't fire back without that breach, so just drive up. Even the Matilda's fast enough to chase a reversing Marder. So, pushing forwards, we've taken the cap. The enemy's starting to run out of players. Trying to avoid hitting any bumps just throws you off so much with this -2. I think that is the worst gun depression level in the entire game. I think it's equal to the Su-51. But yeah, -2, even by Soviet standards, that is horrible. Now, a long drive ahead, so as far as I'm concerned with this tank, it's a good sort of midway point. If you really need something faster, the T-34 1940, which is the same BR as this, it's slightly weaker gun, but it's got the speed and probably actually a bit better armour. It's not as thick, as good of a raw thickness, but it's sloped, it's a bit more trolley, it should bounce more of the low caliber guns. So it's the same BR as this. On most maps I would probably choose a T-34, but I wanted to try this out, so that's why I brought it. It's certainly inferior to the regular T-34s, which is why it's a bit lower BR. Now, there's an Su-122 down here. He was calling for backup. No one else seemed to pay attention, so I'm trying to head over to help him. Didn't know what was there. I didn't know how much he needed the backup, if it was just a momentary thing or what. I can hear a lot of shots going off, so I know he's being attacked. He's pushing this Stuart back and come in and kill it. Felt a bit bad because it looked like he was starting to deal with him, but typing a bit afterwards, it seemed he has no parts, his gun was broken, he had no way to fight back, but neither of them could kill each other as a result, and so I did do him a favour. This BT-5 down here has just been killed by a 75mm gun carriage. Trying to spot him. No idea quite where he is yet. I'm just creeping forwards. It's the end of the game really. There he is. And he just comes up behind the wreck. There we go, wreck disappears. Take a shot. It was a poor one. I got a fire on him though, and he missed. Quite considerably missed. He's still on fire. I'm just trying to shoot out the crew from the front cab there. Yeah, in the end they burned down from the fire. So that's it. That's the last kill. It's last 11. I believe there's only one player left at this point. So I'll just go back to the hangar and have a look at it quickly. Now, as you can see, it looks pretty much the same as the regular Matilda, except for the paint job. Armor-wise, it is basically the same as the regular Matilda as well. I don't believe there's any changes. The turret's a little different due to the differing mantlet. It's all rounded off there like most Russian vehicles. Every other statistic is the same really. With an experted crew with full reloading, it's 7.3 for a aced out crew. You would be pushing that to 6.9, which, when compared to the regular Matilda here, that's not even 3 times the reload, but comes with a way bigger punch. The shells available on this thing, it is the same, as I said, as the T-34 1942. It's 95mm pen at 100 meters, with 108 grams of TNT. Now that's a big punch for this gun. The armor still won't really handle up tiering. I was quite lucky in that the first game I played in it, where I was top tier, was a city map. I did try and take it out for one game before that, but I was bottom tier and I wasn't going to subject something this slow that relies on armor to a full up tier. Now in the end, I think it handled very well. I was very pleased with it. Again, I would recommend only driving it when it's top tier. Preferably bring it on city maps where you're not going to be needing that gun depression. That is its biggest drawback. I don't think there's too much more to say about it. It is premium, so you do get that RP and Lions reward boost that you would like. Certainly, that is an great feature of it. But yeah, I think that's just about all there is to say. So thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time. And for now, you can just call me Rasputin, because I am a lover of the Russian Queen. Because it's the Queen in the desert and it's Russian. Oh, these jokes, they're so good.